If you're thinking about building a new construction home here in Lakewood Ranch, you would be purchasing wisely if you put a big emphasis on your lot selections and the availability at the time. If you've been following my channel for a while, no matter what your budget is or what area you are looking in, you'll notice how often I mention lot premiums and the lot selections and how important it is to pick a really great lot, no matter what your budget is and no matter what lifestyle you're looking for. A lot of the times that can come down to timing. You can find the perfect house in the perfect community, but if they're too far along and there's no great lots left, or the prices of them are too high and pushes you above your budget, then it's not going to work out for you and you're likely going to move on to another community. This video is to showcase exactly what is available within each and every community that are building new construction homes here in Lakewood Ranch at the moment, and we're going to go over which communities have the best lots, what I consider desirable, what I consider overpriced, and also which communities have the biggest lots. Some of them are certainly deeper than others, and I'm going to give you my recommendations as we go over all of them, starting with lonely old Monterey down here in the south and southern part of Lakewood Ranch off Fruitville Road. So let's go over them. Right then, Monterey. So let's take a look at Monterey. Monterey, you can just see on the map here that Monterey is a very nice community. Whenever you see these big lakes here and these big circular streets, you know that you're going to get many pie-shaped lots, and you're going to get many with very nice views. And they've just opened up the second phase of Monterey. And I have to say that community is very nice. Although it's very tucked away at the moment and it feels very isolated, I've got a lot of time for Monterey. And I have to say the Selby floor plan is a real beauty. It's a gem, if you ask me. In fact, if you drive through the community, you'll see plenty of Selbys, but it's a 433. It can be very modern. It's just got all the bells and whistles that you can customize. I've got a lot of time for that floor plan. But yes, Monterey has lots ranging from 60 feet wide by 150 and 76 feet wide by 150. Good sizes. Not many communities here have 150 feet deep lots, and we're going to go over that. But the lot premiums range anywhere from 180k to 260k, or if you're on the bigger ones, they go from 195 to 400,000, which is high. It is high, but I'm all about paying a lot when it comes to a very nice lot premium if it's outstanding and it's got the right space and it's got a beautiful view. If you look at this lot here, which is in phase 1, I have to say this is one of the very best lots I have come across in the whole of Lakewood Ranch. It's well elevated. It's got a beautiful southern faced view of the water and conservation. It's just beautiful. It's actually a little bit, it's not as deep as they are in phase 2. This one's only about 135 feet deep, but because of the view, I think it's going to make it feel a lot bigger, and this is one of the final lots left in phase 1. Everything is now moving over to phase 2. And that lot that I just showed you is 150,000, which I think is very good value when you're looking at luxury homes over $1 million. So when it comes to Monterey, I have to say I think they have got some of the very best lots in Lakewood Ranch right now. And as we move a little bit further north, going up Lorraine Road, we have Windwood. Windwood is coming to an end, and it's not a community I've really loved, to be honest. It's surrounded by power lines, and their lots are only 130 feet deep. They have a few waterfront lots left that are on ponds, but they're pricey to me. You know, you are looking at like 140,000 ranging to 316,000, and this is just all about location, guys. If you're looking at anything over $1 million, because you will be if you're looking at a lot premium at 316,000 for their biggest lots, which is 60 feet by 130, I would recommend looking at other communities very nearby. Yes, not a big fan. I love Neal communities. I'm just not a big fan of Windwood, just because of the geography of it and all the power lines, and I don't feel like they've got that many great lots in there. So I have to say I'm not a big fan of what Windwood has remaining, and that's not many home sites. And as we continue on Lorraine Road, across the street from Windwood, we have Shellstone. I really love Homes by Town as a builder. They've got a real mixture, to be honest. Their premium lots are very high. They're like over 600,000. If you look at this little island that you can see, plenty of sold lots here. There's only 2 or 3 remaining, but they are over 600,000. And I was actually working with some buyers recently who were very interested in them, and there was one that they really fell in love with. But on the other side of this island is the clubhouse and the pickleball courts, and they're really going to light up. And they just didn't think it was a good investment, as they would be staring right at that from their pool area. But I do love Homes by Town. They've got a big mixture of sizes in there if you're in the Clipper series, or they've got a few different series. Some are better than others, I have to say. But if you're looking for like a smaller single family home, I would certainly entertain and see what they've got on the preserve there. But I obviously don't recommend the ones that back up. They've got plenty that back up to one another in there, and I'd never ever recommend those lots, and you're probably even going to pay a premium for them, which I definitely don't recommend. So Shellstone is all about what you're looking for. If you're looking for a home in the luxury price point, anything from like 1.5 million plus, I would certainly entertain Shellstone, but you'd have to be very picky on their smaller lots, as they're not as desirable. And next door to Shellstone, of course, is Wild Blue. I feel like the ship has sailed at Wild Blue. Unless you are in that $3 to $4 million range and you're in the super high end, I would recommend staying away from Wild Blue. I think that all of their best lots have already sold. For the same buyers I mentioned for Shellstone a minute ago, we looked in Wild Blue and they wanted like $450,000 for this lot right here, guys. I honestly, yes, it's on the water. Yes, it's in a very high-end exclusive community. But I do not recommend paying a lot of money for a lot that doesn't wow you. And it's got homes on the other side. They're really not that far away. If you're any good at throwing a baseball or a rock or something, you are definitely going to hit those houses. I think they're far too close for that sort of money. You can pay like $1 million plus for a super big lot there, which is like half an acre plus, on a beautiful view of the water and conservation. But the price is really going to get up there, guys. And if you're in that $3 to $4 million range, I certainly recommend looking at other options too. Of course, Wild Blue isn't gated, and they've got some wonderful builders there. But I have to say, unless you're on that super high end, I would stay away from Wild Blue personally. Bungalow Walk is of course garden district homes, so you're not going to be able to pick and choose a lot there. Everything is already predetermined, a lot of quick move-in homes there. So we're going to move on to the Isles, which is off University Parkway. And the Isles is really a forgotten community, guys. It's in such a great location. I'm actually surprised Toll Brothers are still building there. It feels like they've been there forever. I think they've been there a good 5 or 6 years now. They are coming towards their final lots now. I think they have around 50 or 60 left. But they've actually got some really good promotions on right now, and they're doing $0 lot premiums for the outer perimeter, which means you're kind of backing up to some woods or a wall. Nothing that would put me off buying a home anywhere or anything scary, but they're $0. And the ones that are on the water, like this one, which I was at yesterday, they're doing 50% off. So these aren't amazing water view lots. They're okay, but they're cheap for a luxury home. You know, they're a lot less expensive than some of them. So I think this one is like 260,000. You knock 50% off, it's around 130. These aren't bad lots at all, guys, and they are 150 feet deep. They're 50 feet wide by 150. Not a bad size at all. And you could, you know, this is in such a great location, the Isles. So I do have a lot of time for this area, for Toll Brothers, and of course the Avery is a great floor plan. It's similar to the Selby, but it's got a side load garage and it's 3 bedrooms, not 4 bedrooms. So if you're looking for something a bit smaller, I would definitely recommend looking at the Avery. Right behind the Isles is a tiny community called Waterberry Park by Neil's Signature. They only have 21 home sites here. The lot premiums aren't bad at all. They're okay, but they're like $300,000 plus. And a lot of these homes are going to be $2 million plus. The first 2 that I can see are right around $2 million. So I think the base prices start around 1.4. Yeah, around 1.4 million. They've only got 4 floor plans here, and basically they're going to go up to around 1.9 million. So you will find some homes over 2 million in there, but it's just a very quiet community. You know, it's gated, maintenance free. I think the HOA is about $400 a month. I've got a lot of time for Neil's signature, so if you're looking for something high end in a super quiet neighborhood in a great location, then you may well want to check out Waterberry Park. And then around the corner there is Monarch Acres. There's only 8 homes in there, and they're super luxury, built by John Cannon. You are in the the homes start at 2 million there. They go right the way up to 4.8 million. I didn't even check the premiums on there because I know they're going to be so high. They're the lots are a bit bigger in there. They've got nice privacy with conservation, but just 8 home sites. It's one of the most exclusive communities within Lakewood Ranch. Stillwater is just around the corner. That is a brand new community coming by Lennar Homes. I'm going to have a video out on that very, very soon. But of course, with Lennar, you cannot pick and choose your lot. They're going to have some nice lots in there, but everything is predetermined, and I will go over Stillwater within the next week to 10 days. Hey, just quickly, I hope you're enjoying the video. If you're considering a new construction home, I've created a free mini video series that covers everything you need to know about buying a brand new home. From the best homes to buy, the pricing and negotiations, the builder's contract, the inspections and build process in general, whether builders like working with realtors, and even the upgrades after closing, plus much, much more. I'm David Burgess with Keller Williams Realty, and I've helped over 300 home buyers now purchase a brand new home on Florida's west coast. For free access, visit our website and sign up today and enjoy the rest of the video. So that covers everything south of State Road 70. So now we're going north, and we're going into this kind of northeast corner, and we're going to start with Kousa, which is the golf course community built by Lennar. Their lot, being a golf course, the lots aren't very deep there. I think they're 130 feet deep, maybe 133 feet. They do feel bigger because you're not allowed to fence on a golf course, but they're not super big. And of course, you cannot pick and choose. Everything's already been predetermined. I think they've got 1,300 homes going there. You've got a massive variety of homes with sizes, with coach homes, with condos, with villas. You're going to have everything there at Kousa, but for the foreseeable future, everything has a golf membership attached to the HOA, so it's really a golfers community until they start getting towards the end of it and they start releasing the home sites that don't have a golf membership and that you can access all of the other amenities there. So as we stay on Bourneside Road and we carry on going north, we do have the Del Webb community right next door, which is 55 plus, and that is Catalina. Their lots go up to around 200,000 for the Echelon series. They're not super deep. I like to see some of these lots a bit deeper. They're 130 feet also. They do a lot of quick move-in homes there, but they're selling well. They've already sold over 150 homes there, and they're going to have 1,300 in total, I believe. So they're doing pretty well. They've got some great incentives on. Everything's got impact windows. The amenities aren't going to be ready until next summer, but again, for the best lots, they're going to be up to 200,000. For the kind of mid-level nicer ones, they're going to be anywhere from like 25,000 to 100,000. And then continuing north, next door is Saddlestone, which is part of Star Farms. I've done a video on Saddlestone already and how it's going to be very, very similar to Star Farms. They're kind of like a connecting neighborhood, and they have reciprocal amenities. But Saddlestone has got Perry Homes, DR Horton, and Homes by West Bay. DR Horton being a volume builder, again, like Lennar, there's nothing you can do to choose or customize on a lot. So I'm really just going to focus on Perry Homes and West Bay. Perry Homes' models are basically on the horizon. You can walk them now. They're going to be very, very popular. They have a 50-foot and a 60-foot product, and those prices are going to range from around 10,000 to 35,000, and then up to around 75,000 for the 60-foot lots. They've got a lot of these kind of like preserve views, low shrubs. They don't have that much on the water, and and I'll go over to Star Farms in a second with their bigger product, but in the same area, Homes by West Bay have 60-foot lots, and they're going to soon have they've got 60-foot lots, and they're going to be introducing their innovation series, the 50-foot lots, very, very soon. But in their 60-foot lots, they're going to have some beautiful models. The Bayport is on the horizon, as is the Key West 2. Their Artisan series is super popular, and their premiums are going to go from 75,000 to 125,000 over there in Saddlestone. They've got a bit to choose from, and I know for sure that they're about to open a new phase over there already. Perry Homes guys are selling very well over there. If you drive through, you'll just see sold, sold, sold. They have all their signs up, and they're doing really, really well. West Bay are a little bit behind there, and they're selling more over in Star Farms, but Saddlestone does have some good lot options. They're not outstanding, but I do like that they're 150 feet deep. They are not 130 or 135, 150 feet deep, which means you get that bigger yard, and that it does make a big difference, especially if you're looking for a dog to run around your pool, or you're looking for that extra yard space. And next door in Star Farms with West Bay and Perry Homes, and also John Cannon and a couple of other custom builders, they have the 90 feet products. They're super luxury products. I have to say, guys, Homes by West Bay and their Masterpiece series, absolutely beautiful. I was in their model the other day, recorded some shots here for you. Very, very impressive. It doesn't actually feel like a traditional West Bay home, and a lot of people love West Bay, but it really is on par with some of these big boys around here like Stock Signature and John Cannon, Arthur Ruttenberg, tall ceilings, tons of customizations, a lot of living space outside. But I feel like their lot premiums are a bit too high, personally. These conservation views that I'm showing you here, they're over 300,000. Nothing really special about them. Yes, they're 150 feet deep. They're a good sized lot, but I think they're struggling to sell for that reason a little bit. I've had a few people reach out about West Bay and Perry Homes for their more luxury products, and it's the wrong community for a lot of people. There's so many kids in Star Farms, and I'm not allowed to say it's family friendly, but you go in there and there's just tons of families everywhere. Especially you go around the pool and the Palm Bar, I think it's called. It's like spring break on the weekends. It really is busy, and I feel like if they had that community a bit further south in a bit more of a toned down kind of neighborhood, and which attracts a bit of a different demographic, maybe like retirees, semi-retirees, a bit of an Esplanade type demographic, I feel like they do a bit better. But no doubt about it, guys, the West Bay home and the Perry Homes one, you can see the model here for the 90-foot product. They are going to have Perry Homes has the better lots over West Bay, that's for sure, for now at least. But yeah, they're quite high. I think Perry's are up to 450, and they've definitely increased that, because I remember when they were like 300,000 or so not that long ago, and it goes to show that they're selling really well at the moment, and they're bumping those prices up. So if you are interested, I know for sure that that needs to come down massively, and I'll be able to refer back to some previous emails where they were, a few months ago. But that is Star Farms and Saddlestone. Across the street is Palm Grove, which I have had a lot of success in there, guys. It's a really nice community. It's on the other side of State Road 64, but they've got a real blend of just great floor plans and good value. I mean, their lots are I don't think any of them really go over like 50,000, and they're not a bad size. I think the widest is 57 feet, and yeah, by about 140 feet deep. So they're not huge, but they're big enough, and they've got some fantastic value on the townhomes there, the villas, a wide range of floor plans. Their amenities are going to be fantastic. If you're really trying to keep the price down in Lakewood Ranch, I would definitely look at Palm Grove. Got a lot of time for that community. I've worked with Brad on a few deals so far, and he really does go above and beyond, and he really wants to make things happen for my buyers at least. And yes, so definitely entertain Palm Grove. Coming back this way a little bit, coming south, of course, Esplanade Azario. That is a golf course community, a more higher end golf course community, and they have about 30 to 35 golf course lots remaining. Their best lots are definitely on the golf course, which means you have to have a golf course membership with them. If you're looking to be in there and you don't want the golf membership, you are really looking at the kind of scraps that are left on the outer perimeter, backing up to walls or really small pond views. The smaller lots are only they're like up to 25,000. I wouldn't even pay that for them personally. But the golf course views that are really beautiful, 52 feet wide and 62 feet wide, they are anywhere from 200,000 to 400,000. And what I like about Esplanade is their lots are deeper. They're 150 deep. They've got a lot more depth to them than what Kousa will have or other golf course communities around them. But of course, Esplanade at Azario has been super popular. They are starting to, they're probably on the last 100 homes now or so. They'll be building for the next year to 18 months. But if you are a golfer, you've definitely got to check out Esplanade at Azario. And last but not least, guys, because some of these communities that are on this map, like Solera and Sweetwater, that show that you can build here, you can't anymore. They're done. There's nothing left there to build. And Lorraine Lakes is another one. They're pretty much finished up. But good old Crestwind, which is a smaller 55 plus community, very nice kind of pocket 55 plus community. I'm amazed they're still building in there. Got a lot of time for Coulter Homes, but gosh, they are a slow builder. They take forever to build a home and develop a community. And but they have around 90 home sites left or so. Again, they're not very deep in here. They're only 130 feet deep by 50 feet wide. You know, a lot of 55 plus communities don't have big lots. They make up for that in their amenities and, you know, the lifestyle director and all the rest of it. But yes, they have got some good lots left, and they go up to around 90,000 in value. Like I said, I think there's around 90 home sites left. They'll probably be building in there again for the next 18 months. But Crestwind, that's pretty much it, guys. I've pretty much ran through around 10 to 12 different communities there of everything that you can build within Lakewood Ranch. So let me know if any of those appeal to you. Which ones do you think are good value and which ones aren't? I always like to share my opinions on what I would buy and what I wouldn't, and I cannot emphasize enough how important it is that you get on a great lot, or at least a good lot, a decent lot. You just don't want to be butting up to somebody else or backing up to a busy road, big power lines. You know, you've got some big main roads coming along here, you know, running through Lakewood Ranch, and you don't want to be too close to them either because they're a bit too loud. You know, especially State Road 70 running right the way through. So just make sure that you're positioned far enough away from all of that. And yeah, that's what's going on right now in 2026 in Lakewood Ranch. Of course, you know, in a few months' time, things will change a bit. You know, there might be some new kind of opportunities opening up, new phases, and, you know, others will drop off as they sell. But yeah, that's definitely the best opportunities right now. If you need any help, guidance or advice, expertise, all of my info is below in the description. Feel free to reach out to me. I live here, love living here, as you can see on my beautiful lot that I've got right behind me in my pool. Hopefully this video wasn't too loud, by the way. They're building a pool next door. Very, very selfish of my neighbours to build something as lovely as this as well. But actually the guy's been pretty quiet, and it's just one guy today. So yeah. Please like this video if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel if you're looking for more content, and I'll be back for another video very, very soon. Take care.